Welcome back and welcome to my September wrap up. I'm sorry this is going up a little bit late, but I was away over the weekend, so it was never going to go up on Thursday anyway, because I like having the optimum amount of time to read, so I wanted to read until at least midnight on the 30th of September. So I read 7 books this month, which is a bit different from my usual amount, but is pretty good considering how busy I was. You know, flew to the UK, had 2 weddings, started doing a bit of teaching again, trying to see as many people as possible in the time that I am here. So I think that 7 books is more than a book a week, so I think I did pretty well. So let's start off with the books that I read ebook wise. I read these on a combination of phone and Kindle. So ebook wise, I read The Break by Marian Keyes, which I have already reviewed, so I will leave a link to that below in the description box. I read now let me say this, is it Hygge Holiday by Rosie Blake. That I read all in one sitting. I really enjoyed that one, and again I have already reviewed it on my blog, so I will leave a link to that below. I also read Christmas at Mistletoe Cove by Holly Martin, which I also enjoyed, and it was nice to read some of these kind of Christmassy books as well to get me into spirit, and it helps that it's a little bit colder here than it is in Colorado. And I have also reviewed that one, and that is a link in the description box as well, surprisingly enough. Then on to physical books. The first physical book will come as no surprise because I talked about it on this channel a lot and all over social media, and that is I Heart Forever by Lindsay Kelk. This one came out at the beginning of the month, and I went to an event with Lindsay Kelk, so this is a signed copy. I show that off in the book haul that I posted last week, and I have already reviewed this one, so I will leave a link in the description box below to that review. And then the second physical book I read was one I was sent from a publisher, and this one again I featured in my book haul that I posted last week, and that is #Millennial Problems, which is a funny book, and it's a collection of kind of tweets and Instagrams and hashtags and lovely things like that. And again, I talk a little bit more about this in my book haul. This one comes out in November, so you can expect a review of this one nearer to the time. And then I listened to 2 audiobooks. I listened to some parts of audiobook as well, which will come up in my October wrap up and my October TBR. But the first audiobook I finished listening to this just a little bit too late for it to be in my August wrap up, because that was Believe Me by Eddie Izzard. I'd been on hold for this one from the library, and it came through, and so I listened to quite a lot of this on my flight over to the UK, and the rest of it whilst I was in the UK. And then the other book I listened to, which I have already reviewed on my blog, so there will be a link in the description box below, and that is Keep You Safe by Melissa Hill, which was a really interesting listen, and definitely something I've not kind of seen featured in a book before, especially not a fiction book. So that was it was an interesting listen, and it was a very well done audiobook as well. So those are the books that I read in the month of September. This is a bit of a shorter video for once, which is probably quite refreshing for you guys. So I will have my October TBR, we're not having a car, video posted on here on Thursday. If you enjoyed this video, obviously, as always, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up, and if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please do. I have my October TBR coming up. I've got some fun tag videos coming up, which I filmed in my usual Denver background and not this different background which I introduced in my last video. But I also have some video footage of a couple of book events that I went to recently as well coming up. So please do show your support by subscribing, and let me know in the comment box below if you read any of the books that I have mentioned, or if you want to read any of them. I would love to hear from you. Let's get that discussion going. So I will see you on Thursday with my October TBR. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.